Friends, a video is circulating on the internet right now that we absolutely have to go on the record and speak out against what is shown in the video.
Yes, there's some gentleman in Brazil training jiu-jitsu, and there's loud music playing, a bunch of people rolling, and there's one man who actually catches somebody in a choke.
White belt,
Looks like
yeah.
a purple belt catching a white belt in a choke, what it looks like. And he's squeezing the choke, white belt taps out, purple belt doesn't let go. Somebody comes over to kind of, hey, say stop. Purple belt says, hold on, keeps it, puts the white belt to sleep. Eventually lets go.
Yeah.
Then what?
Drag him around, I think
They tried to wake him a little bit.
Yeah.
They're messing with him.
Yeah.
People are rolling right next to him. And then they once he kind of wakes up, they pull him out of the way by his legs. And then the same training partner jumps back on top of him.
Yeah.
And then keeps rolling with him. Spins, catches him in an arm bar.
Yeah.
I think maybe one more submission.
Yeah.
But they just keep the roll going. I feel like they did this because they wanted to create this super intense training environment.
Well, a hazing process, right? They want to create a hazing feeling in a minute. So this is so tough. This is so great, and there's nothing that is acceptable about this. Now we're going to speak about this situation from a much bigger picture and why this is such a concern for jiu-jitsu. What makes jiu-jitsu, particularly the Brazilian and the Gracie branches of it, so special is that we can practice at 100% intensity in the green room over there every single day, and everyone goes home with all their joints and all their limbs intact. That's very important. That's what makes jiu-jitsu so special. It's what allows such development to happen. Other martial arts, you can't really do that in many other martial arts because you can't punch 100% every single day. You're gonna get knocked out, and that's gonna be a problem. With jiu-jitsu, you're able to do that. However, the ability for us to practice at 100% intensity is entirely hinged on the trust in the tap. The fact that I know that no matter how hard we're sparring, the second I get in a position of compromised joint or neck or leg or foot, whatever it might be, if I go like up one time, Hidon will let go, not only let go, but his whole body will kind of retract from its energy and its aggression at that moment, and everything stops and everything starts over and everything's fresh and everything's clean. My trust that he'll let go when I tap is what allows us to trust in the art of jiu-jitsu and the intensity with which it can be practiced. And this occurrence violated not only in actuality at that school, but in demonstration to so many people on the internet, right? And that's our bigger concern, is how a young kind of jiu-jitsu school that's just coming up right now might see that and say, oh, haha, that's pretty funny, and not know what the implication is of a joke like that and how serious that is and how problematic that is for all of jiu-jitsu.
Yes, like you said, there are young schools that might see this and want to kind of follow suit and do the same thing. Like, yeah, we can have the toughest guys in the business if we treat them like this. But that's the last thing you want to do.
And the reason is because people who are on the outside of jiu-jitsu not practicing, their biggest fear about doing jiu-jitsu is that what we are seeing in that video is the truth of what is happening in jiu-jitsu. Now, they're wrong about it.
We've heard it so many times. Oh, I don't want to get choked out.
I don't want to get choked out. I don't want to get beat up. I don't want to get twisted up against my will, right?
And then they come in and it's a completely different experience.
100% trust, respect.
Yes.
Even though my life is in your hands, I'm 100% safe and you're protecting my body. So students who come in now in well-run schools are shocked by the level of protection, respect, integrity, and honor on the mat. But that video demonstrates the exact behaviors that they fear 100% is what is stopping people from coming into jiu-jitsu. And the reason why we're so enthusiastically speaking out against this is because beyond being school owners and people and teachers of jiu-jitsu here at a school in Southern California and having certified training centers, we feel like in many ways we're ambassadors for jiu-jitsu for the whole world. Right? Our goal, I don't care what school someone ends up at, I just care that someone who's on the couch ends up at a jiu-jitsu school rather than spending the rest of their life on a couch. Even if that means they watch a Gracie breakdown and they end up at a school that has nothing to do with us or our certified training centers. And for people who are working so hard to get people in the jiu-jitsu family, videos like this are disastrously counterproductive in and towards our efforts for so many years.
And now there's been lots of resistance and blowback to this video where the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community is against this.
And I don't even
we're not the only ones. It's not just Gracie University that says this is unacceptable. All of Jiu-Jitsu all around is seeing this and saying, no way, this should never happen.
Yeah.
So this message, we have to continue to share this message and really stand strong. This is never acceptable.
Never acceptable, you guys. Jiu-jitsu is what it is today, by and large, because of the trust in the tap. Help us preserve that trust by spreading the message.
100%. I wouldn't practice jiu-jitsu anymore. I would quit.
Yes.
If I couldn't trust my training partners here.
Well, not only that, and people who come in the jiu-jitsu in Gracie University here and train, the second there's even an inkling of consideration or possibility that they don't respect the tap, and they don't respect the tap when they're sparring with other people on the mat, if we hear about that, the first time it happens, it's a talk. The second time it happens, you're out of here. You're never existing again in the school. So that's the way it should be run. But for a video to be published where this is not only happening at the school, but it's done and promoted as something that is to be celebrated, we couldn't be more concerned about this message being spread in jiu-jitsu. Now, don't get me wrong. People will get choked unconscious in practice of jiu-jitsu occasionally by accident. It happens. Two people, they're sparring, we're going for a choke, he's going for one, I'm going for one. In fact, I was just filming a video instructional with Eve the other day, how to choke people out in your bedroom. If you haven't seen it, you have to check it out. She held one of the chokes. I was trying to tap on her shoulder like this, because I didn't want the camera to see me tap so that it looked doper on camera, but she didn't feel my little tap, and then she kept holding for 3 more seconds, and I passed out on my own bed, woke up, everything was fine. Of course, Eve flipped out. You know, she gets very upset when that ever happens. It happened once before when we were just like a year in. The point is, it'll happen by accident. But the key is the intention behind the incident. And to have the student tapping white belt and the choke being held deliberately against their will, never under our watch, and never under the watch of any responsible jiu-jitsu school owner. Okay, certified training center or otherwise. And if it happens, we're against it.